So there are different ways that we can draw on the web nowadays. You can do anything with just using CSS. So right, like that radio that I showed. So you could do this. Oh.
Charles, you need some help?
Yeah, big hammer.
You can just like put together some divs, style them, and do something crazy with CSS. This is one way. You can use Canvas. This is another way. You can use WebGL and you can use SVG. Can someone help me with the difference of Canvas to SVG to WebGL? Do you guys have any idea how those ones work? Why are they different? Why should I choose one instead of the other?
I'll define SVG. SVG is scalable vector graphics, and it's images defined by points. And so, you can map points and say, then the computer knows how to draw from those points. And make
Perfect. And the cool thing about SVGs and why they are so important, since they are defined those points, the computer can scale that as much as they want. I don't know. And you still have the same quality of image. So if you got any SVG and you scale this up, you're going to see the same quality. Doesn't matter what is the size of that. Because you have the points and you have how you tell the computer how you should draw it. So if you see the source code with this is an SVG, and you have all these definitions, like, hey, this is how you should execute this and that and that. Which is one way of doing things, and it's pretty powerful. But there are other times that we want to do animations, and you want to draw things pretty fast. So I could never do this with SVG. That would take the performance will be extremely bad. So this is Canvas. Canvas is for 2D drawing, two-dimensional drawing. Cool? It's way more performant than SVG. And the other technology is WebGL. So WebGL is the same API as Canvas, but you're using a different context. So instead of the 2D context, you use the WebGL context, but gives you way more functionality and way more hardware level control if you are drawing. So you can create really, really crazy stuff with WebGL. And this library over here demonstrated a little bit of that. I love this one. So this is JavaScript, and it's pretty crazy. So this is made with SVG, with WebGL, and all this lighting, all these effects here, they're made with this technology called shader, which is really low level. And you have other stuff.
3, 2, 1, go.
So this is not. This is not Flash or any other plugin. This is just the web.
It's Batman.
Yeah. So look at all the physics that are involved with that, and there's tons of logics and tons of amazing stuff. This NaN here doesn't bother me at all because I'll never be able to do anything like this.
This is WebGL.
This is WebGL. So those three they are different, you know, like sometimes you want to build things with SVG because you want them to scale. Sometimes you want to build things with Canvas because you want to create a game, some animation on a 2D level, or sometimes you want to create something 3D, so you use WebGL. Drawing is extremely deep subject, and we're gonna get to that like really superficial, and we're gonna explore the 2D canvas, how to draw some stuff like that. So we have some ways, some methods that you can use to draw. You have a filled rectangle, you can have a stroke rectangle, you can clear that rectangle, you can do all those things. So let's try those methods here. Did any of you already use Canvas on previous classes or something? No? Cool. So let me open this last folder. And I'm just gonna create this tag over here, Canvas. That's all I need. And what does this tag do in the end? In the end, it's just creating a box that is empty, like what you could imagine with Canvas. Just this. I have this block, it's empty, doesn't have anything. It's like a whiteboard. And with JavaScript, you can start drawing stuff with that. So we can query that canvas and start playing with that. So, where?
Just create an empty index that you should do. Oh, it's just a stem.
So we have that, and the way you draw things is on the context. This is really important. You just don't fetch the query selector. You don't just fetch the element and start drawing on the HTML API. You actually need to access its context. So I'm just gonna save this variable, and I'll just write canvas.context. Actually, I need to call this method getContext, because this is where you define if you want a WebGL or 2D. So WebGL uses the same tag as this one. The only difference is how you're going to draw with JavaScript. And I'm just going to put some width and height for this canvas. Cool, and now we can start drawing. So we can check it out on MDN. What are the methods that we can run? How the Canvas API works. So we can fill a rectangle and do like this, so we can try this out. This is one of the methods that are described here. So let's get this out. So we can fill a rectangle, and we have those 4 parameters here. We can tell where's the X position, just like 200 or 10. 10, 100, 100. Gonna try to run that in the browser. Now I have this empty box over here. So this is my canvas, and I'm creating a filled rectangle over here. I could just use the other API and create a stroke rectangle. Now I only have the stroke. I can define the stroke color. Green, red. Oops, it's not like this. Not working. Actually, it's stroke style. And I can also define the stroke width. Like this. Sorry, it's the line width. Cool. Any questions?
How is this different or more advantageous than just drawing a box? Like you did for, say, the chess pieces.
Sure, yeah. Because this
Or
is...
not the chess pieces, the card piece, the spades,
Mhm.
the previous exercise. What does this offer?
With this, I can draw like anything. I can draw a table. I can draw...
Okay. You can draw a table?
I can draw anything with that. Doesn't matter what I'm gonna draw, you know? Right now, you are comparing this to what we had before. So
Right.
if we see those this way, it's like, what's the point? But if you see this, you can see what's the point.
Yeah,
We can get to
yeah,
this.
it would be like things you couldn't do, which is
Yeah.
Right, just more flexible.
orders.
Yeah. So one thing is putting together tags and putting style on that, but you can never get that result with this. Not with the same performance at least. And we have other stuff. We can also draw some lines, and not only rectangles and their strokes, filled or not, but we can also draw some lines. So have this move to and line to functions. And what it does is, so this is like my canvas. It has 2,000 pixels for 500 pixels. And I have this move to and line to. So the move to is this red one, okay? So if I have a canvas like this is my canvas. The move to is the X and Y position. So if it's like 10, 10, it's like 10 pixels X, 10 pixels Y. So move 2 is on this position. And then the line 2 is the other one. The line 2 actually draws something. So the line 2 is based on this position, and if line 2 is 20, 20, then it's this position. And what it does, it's create this line. One point to the other. So that's how you create lines. Line 2 is, let's say this is line 2 is X 400 and Y 10, or like 200 and it's here. And if my line 2 position is X 10, Y 200, something here, and then it draws the line. You got the idea? No? Doesn't make any sense? Make some sense?
Yeah, move to a specific location and then draw.
Exactly, yeah. Nice. So let's draw some line. I'm not gonna use this anymore because I don't want to create this stroke rectangle. I'm just gonna create some line. So I'm gonna set my context, line 2, 10, 10. Oops, move to. Yeah, move to and then line 2. So we put our pen, we moved our cursor to like X 10, Y 10, line 2, 30, 30, 30, or 100 to 100. This is what you get. And if I don't want to draw a field rectangle, or I just want to draw a different rectangle and then have this API over here, I'll just do it like this, rect, and then I have X, Y, width, and height. So 0, 0, 200, 200. I'll have this. Make sense?
So those are the 4 points of corners, right? Not like
This is the X This is the y, this is the width, and this is the height. Cool? So you know how to draw rectangles and lines. That's all you need to draw this face over here. Okay? We're gonna start drawing this. Cool. So this is the challenge. Draw this squared face over here.